Nikola Tesla, an extraordinary figure in modern history, remains one of the most fascinating and mysterious inventors the world has ever known. A man whose ideas were so ahead of their time that they seemed impossible, almost magical, and whose life was marked by a mixture of pure genius, solitude, tragedies, and secrets never fully revealed. Born on July 10, 1856, in the village of Smiljan, Croatia, then part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. His birth occurring during a violent storm so memorable that the midwife declared that this child would be the child of the storm, to which his mother responded, "No, he will be the child of light," a symbolic prophecy that would follow Tesla throughout his life. His family of Serbian origin, his father Milutin Tesla, an Orthodox priest, being strict, educated but austere, dreaming that Nikola would follow the family tradition and become a priest. While his mother, Duca Tesla, was the most profound influence on his life, a brilliant and inventive woman, self-taught, capable of creating household tools and gadgets, with an extraordinary memory, from whom Nikola would later say, "My talents come from my mother." Tesla would not have children later in life, but the bond with this exceptionally creative mother remained the direct source of his genius. Tesla's childhood turning at the age of 7 when he lost his older brother Dane Tesla, who died in a mysterious accident involving a horse, considered the family prodigy, leaving Nikola to live his entire life with the feeling of being a pale copy of this idealized brother, this trauma triggering in him visions, flashes of light, and a hyperactive imagination. Nikola developing strange mental abilities, seeing mental images in 3 dimensions, being able to rotate objects in his head, disassemble and reassemble them without ever touching a tool. His father thinking it was a mental illness, his mother understanding it was a gift. As he grew, Tesla became obsessed with understanding how nature worked, observing lightning, water wheels, insects, and animals, everything seeming to be a hidden mechanism he wanted to understand. At 16, he contracted cholera and remained bedridden for nearly a year, doctors declaring him doomed, his father promising, "If you survive, I will send you to study engineering." A promise that saved his life, Tesla recovering and diving into his studies with almost superhuman intensity. At the Polytechnic University of Graz, astonishing his professors with his memory, able to recite entire books word for word, but his solitary and obsessive character clashing with those around him. He did not smoke, did not drink, had no love life, living like a scientific monk. Tesla never having children and no serious romantic relationships. Believing that love and intimacy would steal his intellectual energy, briefly charmed by some influential women but never attaching himself, later developing a strange affection for a white pigeon he fed every evening in New York, stating, "I loved it as a man loves a woman," showing how his heart had turned away from the human world to focus on his ideas. In 1884, Nikola Tesla left Europe with only $400, a robe, and a recommendation letter stating, "I know only 2 great men, you and this young man," arriving in New York to work for Thomas Edison, already famous. Edison wary of Tesla, finding him too idealistic, too theoretical, Tesla considering Edison a tinkerer lacking method, conflict erupting over a challenge, Edison promising Tesla $50,000 if he could improve Edison's generators, Tesla succeeding, Edison refusing to pay, Tesla resigning, beginning the War of Currents, a historic battle between Edison's direct current and Tesla's alternating current, far more efficient. Edison launching a smear campaign, electrocuting animals in public, claiming alternating current kills, while Tesla demonstrates its safety by passing current through his own body. Ultimately Tesla triumphing, his system adopted worldwide, the current powering our homes today coming from him, Tesla filing over 300 patents, credited with the induction motor, early ideas of radio, early drones, radio-controlled automator, early radar concepts, Tesla coils, high-voltage transformers, early reflections on wireless energy, and the foundations of the modern alternator. But But Tesla is seeing even further, already imagining smartphones, Wi-Fi, internet, military drones, cities powered by atmospheric energy, writing that one day every individual will have a small device in their pocket giving access to all human knowledge. In 1901 he is accused of being mad, his obsessions growing, always eating at the same hour, requiring 18 towels to clean his cutlery, never touching anyone's hair, hating pearls worn by women, walking exactly 3 times around a city block before entering a building. These habits hiding deep anxiety and intellectual hypersensitivity. The project of his life beginning in 1901, the Wardenclyffe Tower, built to transmit electricity and information worldwide, intending to provide free energy to all humanity, financier J.P. Morgan initially funding the project until realizing Tesla wanted to eliminate profit from electric companies and cutting all funds, leaving Tesla desperately trying to save the work of his life, which would remain unfinished and eventually be dynamited in 1917. During the 1930s, Tesla claims to have developed a death ray, a concentrated energy beam capable of destroying an entire army hundreds of miles away, refusing to sell his plans. And after his death in 1943, the FBI seizes all his suitcases, notebooks, and prototypes, some declassified decades later with missing pages, others remaining secret, fueling rumors that he worked on radar, HARP, classified military projects, and that he may have touched technologies humanity still does not possess. On January 7, 1943, Nikola Tesla dies alone in room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel, in total poverty, his last days spent feeding pigeons and writing equations no one could understand, leaving behind a myth that of a genius 100 years ahead of his time, sabotaged by industrialists, isolated by his character, misunderstood by the science of his era, yet today recognized as a symbol, an inventor misunderstood whose ideas and inventions continue to influence the modern world, captivating millions of people through the power of his imagination, the depth of his genius, his solitude, his obsessions, and the grandeur of his thought, visions, and ambition to transform the planet for the benefit of all humanity. Today, humanity still benefits from the genius of Nikola Tesla, because every lamp we turn on uses his alternating current which he defended against Edison. Modern power plants and electric motors rely on his induction motor born from a sudden vision. Our radios, phones, Wi-Fi and all wireless communication exist thanks to his experiments that made lamps light up at a distance in his Colorado Springs laboratory. Wireless charging uses the resonance principle he wanted to apply to the entire planet through his Wardenclyffe Tower, which was stopped by J.P. Morgan. And although Tesla died in poverty in a hotel room, the world continues to live today thanks to his visionary inventions and his dream of clean and accessible energy for all.